this beautiful man, Michael Fraser, who I heard read at the Best Canadian
Poetry 2013.
Right at Wind Up Bird, and I was just like blown away, just like I was by you guys. And I asked him to feature here, and he said yes. I was like absolutely delighted. So I should read, he's a high school teacher. Do you teach English?
Yes, media studies.
Oh, media studies, fantastic. A poet and writer who's been published in anthologies and journals including Literary Review of Canada, Paris Atlantic, and Caribbean Winter. His first poetry collection, The Serenity. Amazing. I don't want to use the word beautiful. There's a real lyrical quality to your poetry that's it's pretty amazing. It also won ARC's 2012 Reader's Choice Poem of the Year, and his poem Going to Cape is included in the Best Canadian Poetry in English 2013. And you're the creator and director of the Plasticine Poetry Series, and I promise I'm going to start.
I'm just there for 1 more month.
Oh, okay. But you were born here.
No, I was born in Grenada.
In Grenada, and he's here. I can't believe it. But you go back.
Well, I came. Well,
Grenada's like heaven on earth, isn't it? Isn't it paradise?
Well, yeah, if you have money.
Yeah, I guess. Anyway, welcome, Michael.
Oh, thank you. Not sure if I should read now. That was such a wonderful introduction. Serenity of Stone, and then I will move on to some new poems and the actual newest poem, and then I'll end with the poem that people seem to like. And normally I time myself with everything, but because I literally left my house at about 20 after, so I didn't have time to practice. Okay, the first word.
Sorry.
The first word. I want to know the first word. To shake its diamond hand, see the backstroke of beachside hair, crisp as silver light flakes airbrushed in wind. That original amphibian step, dripping with weed-choked water. I want to see the first word, have my fastball eyes amazed by its barefoot simplicity, walk on sand-drawn cusps in its primitive tree of letters, the curvy bottomland blossoms, expensive as a cashmere sun. I want to hear the first word, to know it's an after with no before, a virgin apparition pregnant with sound, alone in an enormous backless sky. Just imagine the entire human line embraced in one bent syllable. Okay, dog days. I remember 1977 when my young, hip-to-jive father controlled a long white Thunderbird through Toronto's melting July streets. How he parted his badass sideburns and boogied out our dawn door in bursting color, a sharp allspice scent trailing behind him. I remember a polyester epidemic flooding the days like a vibrant quilt. My mother forcing tight, scratchy clothes onto my brown, twig-like frame. How she was 10 women in one. The sleepless breadwinner with an iron heart, and the wounded dawn, searching for a life she could never have. I remember drunken rum sounds. My father skimming plates along waves of tiled floor. How he played Shaft and Superfly on my mother's tamarind face, blasting her eyes red like the desert wind. Then the wall of tears behind my closed bedroom door. And I remember the maple trees were like puffed out afros in the darkening bowl of night sky. Okay, one last one from this. Walking home, I thought I had seen everything. But there I was, under sky waves and dancing clouds, waiting for rain to slobber down. Crisp, mottled leaves skittered along the sidewalk and colored the chalk roadbed like a line of soft silk. You said autumn, and I was chained to your marzipan smile and snow-like green eyes. I wanted to touch the slabs of wind rolling through your hair. Walking beside you, I felt the oak trees breathe September right through me. Okay, we're depressing stuff now. This one is called Midlife, and I'm 45, so I guess. 45. Start writing about it. Midlife. When will I unearth this living, peel its shell and taste the hard light within? At Sunnyside Beach, the moon's first toe dips naked in rolling water. My house is a small mold of bricks, a cog in the collection of rows. I am a collection of cells. If I were to choose a name, I'd let it flutter ahead of me and watch it crumble the front door, the threshold of wanting. Decades before this present obsession, I could smell rain and hear the universe breathing. All those monsters stuck in closets. I want to name something that isn't there, find meaning in floorboards. No, there isn't mold lurking behind the drywall. I know existence would be simpler if I was sound, if I was only a letter. Unlike matches, I don't begin with fire, I begin. Okay, I'm almost done. I've been seeing this for like 2 years. I'm almost done this collection of Black historical figures. So every poem is based on a historical figure. First one I'll read is Howling Wolf. I can hear the train coming, filled with smokestack lightning. Gold-winged sparks polishing this slate-black Mississippi night. Mama left before I could spell my name. I walked barefoot miles under telephone lines, followed them to Papa's towering hug. A dead man stepped out the graveyard and tuned my first guitar with spirit airs. Give me a standard blues progression in A, and I'll show you what misery is. Even near death, I can never half-ass the stage. Although I was a tree of a man, she made me cry last time I saw her. Scratch glass clear across my eyes. Called me Satan with my rolling hardstone living. Most don't know, hell is a mama that never wanted you. Okay, Little Wing for Jimi Hendrix. This is not the rich homecoming I expected. I'm dying with my head stuffed to the porcelain god. Where is the white light, the electric fields, and maples bearing women? I gave America all, but England became my bride. Accepting my mangrove hair, density of lighthouse talent, and thick upper lip. Yet even here, the back of double-deckers makes me shudder. To you, the living, sacrifice yourself to moments. Place your hand on me, sift through red liner notes, curl into speakers, and hear me breathe again. I feel like I'm going fast. Practice. Okay, this is almost essentially the last poem I've written, and for, I guess, doing the research for all these Black historical figures, I really got enthralled with the Civil War. Just found it mind-boggling. went on pbs.org and got stuck there for hours at a time. Yeah, so this is actually, it's like 3 poems, but they're all tied together. The Fort Pillow Massacre is a massacre that actually happened. This was after blacks were allowed to fight for the Union, and Confederates, they outnumbered them about, it was almost like 5-1, and when they held up for surrender, the Confederates came and I think it was about 300 black soldiers, 300 white soldiers who were manning this spot on the Mississippi, and they allowed the white soldiers to surrender, but they did allow the black soldiers to. They killed them as they were surrendering. Which you're not allowed to do anymore, or has actual rules. Okay, Fort Pillow Massacre. Oh, so one other thing, I use a lot of the words from that era, so, but I think it makes sense. Fort Pillow Massacre. We had long soured on fortune's scalded hand. Reinforcement scares as Hensky, as we faced bullet-laden tides firing shotgun grape shot that never turned. No prayer could dampen the heavy buckshot stereo glare of canister rounds tumbling in over log banking. My sightlines smoke blurred by lead minis, pockmarking the wood bark. The Gatlings leveled men in 5s. Outgunned and hilled in, we hollered calf rope and grafted white shirts to poles and branch sticks, anything resembling surrender. Happened on a moment after the firing closed, and we knew our return was revoked. The first footer's eyes glared gunmetal, lead cold Confederate gray. Jupiter was the first to drop, point blank, begging for quarter. Then the colonel's voice cracked stone before he dispatched more to quell their quaking. Said no nigger should ever fire on a southerner. The prison Yanks guzzled to grant us surrender, then bullets yaggered from all sides. Southerners butchered us in holes and cavils, bayonets scooping both eyes, blood skips squalling down cheek lines. Slaughtered 2 more cowered in the smokehouse, their feet tasted big muddy Zambian water. I lay devoid of motion, with the dead man's bloody brains splattered in my shirt, trying hard to fence my breathing. This one's called Grand Junction, and it's about the camps, the contraband camps that slaves would escape to in order to join the Union. I became contraband, near about moved back to bondage, when a copperhead and his consort led me night in their hayloft, till I heard him wish General Lee had triumphed in Antietam and closed the ball early. I had to acknowledge the corn before he grabbed his pig sticker. I fleet-footed for miles through torn Tennessee, hitched with fellow runners plowing north on holed wagon roads. We reached Union lines where pickets led us under spry moonbeam. We wolfed down liver mush, sided with collard baits, before sips of old red-eye laid us log still. Morning splashed the Jonas den we had happened into. Scores of fellow Negroes lay strewn with heads balanced on haversacks, some grayback infected, dew poisoned along pip jennies, slumped with shakes on litters. The strong rooted up for colored regiments. They were tenderfoot fresh fish, fitted in northern wool navy sack coats, cupping lead pillboxes and shooting irons. There were top rail sawbones employing keen mother wit in the field hospital. Near mustered out Yanks arrived like fallen timber prone on pushcarts, others shanks mere. It was butcher's fare. Sawbones wallpapered the wounded with pop skull whiskey before severing limbs clean through joints. The sliced screams air cracking sharp like chain lightning crisping peeled flesh. And afterwards, at the end of the war, when they had to go around and there was a program to bury all of the Union soldiers in proper graves. And that took a long time, and oddly enough, the vast majority of people doing it were the black soldiers. The Union dead. The sun-shattered morning sieves through bottomlands, clapping cadavers, rippled under the trees' tea-green antlers. Me and Fairfax crumble low, hinge and shoulder remains from the Tennessee's mud-soaked banks. Their arms fall like downpours dragged through thickets. They land with dampened thuds, smudging the others roped and tagged. Stink rot is moored everywhere, from scarred battlefield skirmish lines to no-count bug towns. Bodies gas-bloated, maggot-gnawed, decayed swill for scavenging pot-bellied hogs, belching their fill. When the deceased mirror our hickory bark shade, we pause, cripple flickering seconds, our shovels sparing fathoms of earth. Okay, this is the last one. So I didn't practice, I have no clue how my timing is. But I think I'm going fast.
We're at almost 15 minutes.
Oh, okay. Okay, daydreaming Trisha. I'm usually superfly, but today I've been flying sick, down in the corporeal dumps, wounded by green bacterial waves of chance and happenstance, and saying, damn, what is Trisha doing today while I'm holed up at home, stuck in front of my Bam computer, surfing cyberspace like some lost black Captain Kirk, saying, hey now, and all the while thinking of Trisha, stick out in the Venus flytrap of wondering, daydreaming of which warm mango country she might run off to like a lightning-quick gazelle, sailing, moving, grooving under a hot-burning, piping hot, steaming polenta sun. And I'm saying to myself, damn, that lift to jive Trisha is always moving, always kinetic. Even in her mind, she's all go, go, go. And I want to go with her to explore the fine confines of terra firma before I burn out fast like a light bulb exploding into nothing. I'm thinking, damn that, Trisha. You know, I could fall in love with her 2 weeks on vacation. Definitely beside a warm beach while watching the ocean waves march in like a foam army of blue-green ants. And I'm thinking, damn, what is Trisha thinking right now? And I'm thinking Trisha's fly like a soft Fiji wave coming to the sands of my hello eyes. And I say, yes, damn, Trisha is a wave. All curves and showing God's best work when he was out of his blue period. And there she is, rolling down that piping ribbon of stone highway, moving beyond tomorrow's sepia sunset, into desert lands and badlands full of deadheads, nude, middle-aged men going through midlife crises, more heartbreaking than the malnourished child on Vision TV. Walking through news camps like Neon Adam and Eve, she's singing beating arias and wondering about the old shoe store neighborhood back in dead Toronto, which is permafrost to her now, because she's burning up a mile a minute and cruising hard into Mexico, having short women lash out at her in Spanish because she looks like a rose-colored flamenco dancer, her Italian hair roasting like curled spaghettini in the beat-up Mexican heat, and crowds of men watching each bounce for flower petal ass. Men standing, sitting, watching, selling tickets to see the new hot spiraling baby town. Their eyes barreling down her skirt like lost children, salivating in the psychic wind as it lifts her skirt and knocks them stone dead with appreciation. And I'm saying, damn, that Trisha is everything and anything anyone would ever want to have. And I'm saying, damn, I wish Trisha and I could trip down to Mexico, mingling with the lost descendants of Aztecs and Toltecs, climbing sun and moon temples like urban astronauts and saying pow, pow, pow to low silver shooting stars when we reach the top, only to fly back down again on the winding beam of worm tequila, vomiting 100 miles an hour in sweet nectar-filled jungles, making love under cricket nights and cactus days. And I'm saying, damn, this is all a pipe dream coming at me from nowhere. I'm bogged down in permafrost, traffic, gridlock, neon bike town, and she's out there, moving, moving, moving.